All right. We interrupt this jam session with an announcement. You have entered SEC After Dark. Welcome in. It is not quite dark here in Tennessee, but it's close enough, right?
No. So we have a new guy here too.
I am always here. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Did we buy an Olin Mills studio?
No, we just upped his commissary.
We painted his wall for him. That was our contribution to his commissary. Yeah. Paint his wall blue. Look, that's very nice of us. It matches the theme of our show. So
it does. It does.
Jeb will be down here next week. So
I just back in Florida.
Just realized I'm wearing blue with a blue background. Yeah, that wasn't smart, but anyway.
He's a floating head. We've also got another big announcement.
Oh.
Vandy has swagger. Wait, never mind.
Steve is almost a half-century years old.
Oh, yes. I thought he already was.
He's almost officially a half-century old.
48 times around the sun.
48 times around the sun. 48 times of eating cake. Did you eat it? Did you eat cake like you did when you turned 1? Smashed.
I don't know if I ate cake. I went to walk-ons because even though they're not a sponsor of this show, but we will be happy to do that. Walk-ons is fantastic, and I went and had some red beans and rice and some sausage, some mozzarella logs, and some beignets, and it was a pretty good birthday.
A mozzarella log? Is it like a massive cheese stick?
Yes, it's a log.
It's just thick. Never mind. You get it.
and the marinara sauce is spicy. It is the most Louisiana thing you can think of.
Yeah. It's very good, actually.
It is very good. If you walk-ons, if you're listening, if you want to sponsor the show, please do so. That'd be wonderful. So we got an action-packed lineup, it looks like. And before we get into any of that, Steve, I like your new. Is that a pillow in the background there? Ole Miss baseball?
No, it's just a towel from Swayze Field that they handed out to me. Yeah, I have it sitting underneath my autograph balls of Al Kaline and Will Furnace.
Now, Swayze Field, do they show Roadhouse in the offseason at Swayze Field?
They should.
Yeah.
That's the only Swayze movie I can think of.
Dirty Dancing.
They should do Ghost, maybe.
Dirty Dancing, yes.
There you go.
Actually, I'm dead serious about this. One of the best Patrick Swayze movies is Next of Kin. Love that movie.
I don't know that I've seen that.
Well, did you know this? Got another fun fact for you guys. Did you know that we were brought to you by DeadSoxy?
Oh.
You can get some really cool looking socks like Steve is holding up. They can be Ole Miss socks or they can be regular old socks. Any color, any scheme, just like those Bowling for Soup version 1985 tube socks.
Like you got these at Rose's, or it was a blue light special at Kmart. That's what these socks look like, but they are unbelievably soft and comfortable. So I'm not comparing them to that sock, but there's different stuff that you can get. Like here's the Lane Train socks.
Up your sock. Lane Train. You can get, what's the beer pong one?
It's Swayze Showers. It's beer showers.
Swayze Showers.
Yeah, and I have a green screen in the background, and this is affected by it. It's actually yellow.
I was like, man, they got like sparkly socks.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah.
So what you need to do to get your hands on a pair of those socks, you need to go to DeadSoxy.com, join as a member, 25% discount. You don't have to join as a member. You can get them full price if you really want to, but you get free shipping and you probably still get a free gift. So,
yeah. And thank you for that, Nathan. Thank you for that a lot.
So thank you, Nathan. But DeadSoxy.com, join, order socks and stay soxy. Now, if we are picking any games, which I don't think we are,
they'd be sponsored by Stewart's Cajun Dill Pickles, and the lines would come courtesy of
BetOnline.ag. Your number one source for all your sports wagering needs. You've got NBA and NHL playoffs rocking and rolling. The Oilers are trying to ride the wave of their most viral fan of all time. I'm sure you guys have seen that. That could be.
Is that the girl that just randomly is flashing people?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, what? I missed this.
She's doing Mardi Gras just for fun. I get there's nothing going on in Edmonton, obviously.
She's doing Mardi Gras at the Oilers game.
Wow.
Anyway, you could probably bet on the next time she does it. I don't know. But you can bet on just about anything else at betonline.ag. So
Good point.
use the promo code Bleav to get your 50% welcome bonus, and betonline.ag is where the game starts.
Don't they have a star at Edmonton now? Like a really big, like a phenom player? And if so, how long?
Connor Bedard, I think.
Yeah. How long before they sell him to the LA Kings?
Good point.
They got to win a cup first, which they have a really good chance at winning.
I think they won 4, so we have some time. But
yeah, I've got. Although I don't think they're going to win this year. I've got your Florida Panthers in 6.
I'm a Tampa Bay fan.
Yeah, I think the Panthers knocked the Lightning out. So
Yeah.
Jeb, are
root for them.
you holding strong on the Preds, or are you?
Oh yeah, no, I'm still a Predators fan. Tampa Bay's all right, but
Tampa Bay.
yeah, whatever.
Champa Bay.
Chumpa Bay, more like.
Champa.
Go Bolts.
Of course, my city has lost a team to Canada twice in their in the NHL's existence.
And they're about to play the game a third time, apparently.
They're about to say, hey, it didn't work the first 2 times. Let's go ahead and make a third hockey team.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to call it because they use the state bird. I don't know what else they could call it. Maybe
And they used the state tragedy as the other one.
Yeah, the Flames.
Yeah.
That was a poorly named team, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody's like the Calgary Flames. That's a weird situation. It's like, well, if you dig down on it a little bit, it's a little bit of meaning there.
It's a lot of meaning there. It's very unfortunate. Probably the worst part of Georgia history.
Yeah. What's next? The NHL going to try and name it the Atlanta March?
Oh, man.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
No, there used to
History lesson, guys.
real
Oh,
talk.
Sherman was one of the first presidents of LSU, by the way.
He was.
Little random trivia.
was it really? I did not know that.
Mhm.
Weird.
I actually saw something about that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, there was a team, an IHL team that Atlanta had when they lost the Flames and before they got the Thrashers, called the Knights, and they won an IHL title, so they could go back to that name, the Knights.
No, I hate the Knights. There's 2 UCF. I can see Atlanta like making up NHL championships if they were the Knights.
They probably would just to get fans.
Yeah, just put just randomly hang a banner from like 2017.
Yeah, we won the IHL title in 1994. The NHL title in '94.
Yeah.
That's the Atlanta Knights. I had so my aunt used to work at the Omni where they played before it became Phillips Arena, and when they won,
the Omni became Phillips Arena.
Yeah, it kind of morphed because they tore down the Omni and built Phillips Arena.
Okay, so it is just the Phillips Arena. It's in the same spot.
It's in the same spot. They just knocked down the Omni and rebuilt Phillips Arena. So the Hawks had to play at Georgia Tech, and then Phillips Arena. There was no hockey team yet. The Atlanta Knights had been disbanded when they started construction. So, so they opened in '99, and the Thrashers came in '99.
Okay.
They opened Phillips Arena with the Atlanta Thrashers. So, but she worked at the Omni and then transitioned over to Phillips Arena because it was the same owner that owned the building. But she got me. They had they all got these championship rings when the Knights won.
Did they make
I wish I
pick it up?
I had
Knights
one.
winning.
I had a
Did they have-
Knights IHL championship ring.
Did they have a tour like of the local Walmarts, or is that just an Alabama thing?
I think that's just an Alabama thing. They could have walked in. They could have walked out on the ice with their helmets off, and no one would have known who they were.
I want to apologize to everybody because apparently tonight I'm freaking saucy.
Uh-oh.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm just taking like stray shots at Jake. He's minding his own business. He's not even participating. It's like I'm gonna tear him down next.
So we had some weather coming in, and I was making sure we was good. There was a tornado warning that popped up like east of where I'm located, but I just watched the line come through, make sure we was good. But looks like we're okay.
No, good.
So
good God, what's the deal with all these tornadoes this year?
I don't know.
It seems like it's going to be a bad year for this.
And I also saw something about the hurricane season. It's starting up right now, but they're saying it's going to be pretty bad as well. I'm like, good Lord.
Well, they say it's going to be pretty bad every year, so you just get to find out when it's going on if it's bad or not.
Right.
But they're going to say it's the worst hurricane season ever.
Yeah.
427 named storms. Like what?
Yeah, they're all depressions.
Yeah.
426 of them are depressions, and you got one hurricane.
Well,
you make it into the E's. You make it into the hurricane E's, right? And then you got like tropical storm. You make it to the Y's, and they're like freaking out about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got a solar generator apparently.
Oh,
that's cool.
Yeah, that has been the kick that my wife has been on. It's about generators. And so we got one. So I guess we need to be hit by a hurricane. I don't know.
Check it out.
Yeah.
You hope to never have to use that, but
right.
See, the nice thing there is I don't have to be prepared. I just run down and crawl on their couch.
Yeah.
Refuse to leave.
That's what we did last time.
Yeah. Just
there you go.
Down there. My house will probably be fine. I don't know.
Steve is going to recreate. He's going to be the next Jim Cantori. That's his next career.
Yeah, that's his
mid-century crisis.
Mid-century crisis.
Be Jim Cantori.
Are you talking about the 1950s or the 1850s? Which century are you talking about, Corey?
Yeah, what century?
1750.
Yeah.
Oh man!
I do declare. So there's a rather large tornado coming.
What?
I don't know how they talked in colonial times in 1750, but
good.
I don't think they talk like that though.
Yeah. Good. What?
I got to work on that impression.
I think we need to move on with the show. We just been off the rails.
We went immediately off the rails in the beginning. But
we went IHL hockey. What's there not to love here?
Yeah, it is the middle of June or the beginning of June. It's June. Yeah, so but the SEC StatCat, does everybody follow SEC StatCat on Twitter or X or whatever it's called?
Probably.
No.
That's the guy that's that's the analytics guy that goes out and puts all sorts of weird stats.
I guess I don't follow that because
that one does sound familiar.
He just put out his top 50 impact transfers, and 4 out of the top 12 are Ole Miss players.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. And the FPI for some reason has Ole Miss as barely a top 20 team. So I guess one of their data input points for their predictive measure is whether or not you are a good team or not. If whether or not you're a traditional power or not, because Penn State's 6th. Ole Miss beat Penn State by 25 just like 4 months ago. But Ole Miss is 16th, Penn State 6th. That makes tons of sense.
Yeah, no.
That probably invalidates the list right there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just a situation when you look at what Penn State has and what they have going on. They just are not worthy of the love.
Yeah.
They should be LSU. They should be LSU because they are legitimately the only big name program in that state, because I don't count Pitt. Penn doesn't count either.
I think honestly Ole Miss should be where Tennessee is, and everything just kind of bumps down. Like I think
Penn State should be what LSU is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. Yeah, sorry. I meant to say that. But yeah, I agree with you there, and I think Ole Miss should be in the top 10. Somewhere in there.
Ole Miss should probably be in the top 5 if we're going to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean,
or switch places with Penn State.
I'm gonna say you've brought in the talent, but until I see it on the field.
But you can't have that argument whenever LSU's like ranked 8th and they have to play every skill player on their roster.
Yeah, I don't love that. I don't love that. I think
I agree with that.
Should not be ahead of Ole Miss. Texas A&M should not be ahead of Ole Miss. Tennessee should not be ahead of Ole Miss. Missouri really shouldn't be ahead of Ole Miss, but No, they shouldn't be. Okay. Notre Dame probably shouldn't be ahead of Ole Miss. Oklahoma, they've got a lot of people.
Forget the Masters. A tradition like any other is overrating Notre Dame at the beginning of a season.
Yeah, I know. I love that Arizona's in the top 25 to start out.
Corey Cass has been wanting to ask you this all day. Who's the new guy coming in for Georgia? Is he going to be pretty good?
The new guy coming in for Georgia.
For football.
We all recruited several people.
Oh, is that the 5-star linebacker that committed today? Is that
it's the one today, yeah.
Yeah, that guy is going to be sick. I mean, Zayden Walker is going to be a freaking animal, dude. I'm excited about that one. Just watching him play is unreal, dude. 6'3", 220. Yeah, that dude's a beast. He compares to Quay Walker, who plays
Georgia signing a player that's 5 stars that's really good at football. That's like no surprise ever. That's like a normal program signing a low 4-star.
He's from Schley County, Georgia, which is down in South Georgia.
Gross.
Yeah, you look at the name, you're like
Schley County.
Schley. It's Schley.
What in the world?
They have a cool helmet. They have a cool looking helmet. But yeah, he's 32 overall recruit. Yeah, he's he reminds me when I saw him, he reminds me of Quay Walker.
Oh wow.
Who's Riscano?
It's Riscano, and he's an Ole Miss transfer that went to Arizona.
What position?
Wait, we go. Who is Coach Smook?
Hold on. Oh, we got some South Georgia love in here.
Yeah.
Coach Smook's a
Sly.
good.
Oh, Sly County.
Yeah.
Sly County. No, Sly County.
Sly. Yeah.
Sly County. So yeah. All right, Coach Smook. Thank you.
Sly.
I got to see. I'm from Georgia, but I'm from Atlanta. So.
What else, Smoke?
Yeah, Coach Christopher Paul Sr. That is Chris Paul's dad from the Ole Miss linebacker that's going to be a player.
Oh, nice.
Thanks for watching, Coach.
All
yeah,
right.
thanks, coaches. I don't have Coach Troop in here to keep me straight. He keeps my South Georgia lingo fresh. I don't have him to keep me fresh on that. He's from Tift. He's from Tift originally, but he coaches now at Thomasville. Former home of Mike Bobo.
Okay.
One Mike Bobo.
Third and Bobo.
He's going to carry the tradition. He played for Coach Bobo, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, Sly County, not Schley. Definitely not Schley. Definitely not Schley County. Schley, boy, we Schley. So impact transfers.
Impact transfers. All right. So 4 out of the top 12 was Ole Miss players.
Mm-hmm.
4 of the top 12 were Alabama players, but one of them is Caden Proctor. So I do need to ask y'all, is Caden Proctor really an impact transfer?
I consider Alabama last year.
I consider him to have never really left.
Yeah.
I mean, he really did. But
he took a couple months off.
He took a sabbatical.
Yeah.
He didn't really leave though. Like he hadn't played any games anywhere else. So I
basically what he did is he cashed a check.
Yeah, that's what
he went to Iowa, said, "Give me that money," and he goes, "Screw this."
And then he went back to Alabama and got another check.
He saw that offense was like, no,
all the money. It's like Johnny Manziel. Can you imagine if Johnny Football was around today?
Oh my gosh!
Oh my goodness, he would transfer twice. Every transfer portal, he'd go to a different school.
You get that money.
He would be like that 16-year-old that's just worked at every fast food place in your hometown. That's what Johnny Manziel would be with college teams, like every school in the state of Texas.
So kind of like
with the exception of Texas. He would end up
kind of like what Tate Martell did, except way more successful.
Right.
Miami's got a guy on their roster that's a 9th-year senior. I still have no idea how that math works.
Yeah.
There's somebody that's in it that's going to be going in for their 8th year.
So you got
terrible luck with injuries.
Even if you have the COVID year,
you got COVID year.
Even if you get the injury the 6th year, The most you can possibly have by what was going on is 7 years. An eighth year senior or ninth year senior should not be possible.
They granted him. They're starting to grant people like transfer right before COVID year, like if you had to sit out because you transferred right before COVID.
I think
giving you that year back too.
The thing I say on my show all the time, and I totally believe this now, is eligibility is a myth. It's not real.
No,
we think it's real. We used to pretend it was real, but we're finding out right now how unreal it is.
Well, we're only finding out how unreal it is because people are actually staying now and because they're getting paid. People used to jump to the NFL because that's how they got paid large sums of money.
Well, Ole Miss got a commitment from Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, who was at Arizona, and there were some questions about his eligibility. He committed to Ole Miss. He was committed for a couple of weeks. He ended up going back to Arizona because all of a sudden people were worried about his eligibility. Because I guarantee you that come August 20th, the NCAA would go up. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, he's ineligible if he'd have stayed at Ole Miss. But at Arizona, he'll be able to play the whole season. But stuff like that, eligibility, it doesn't seem like there's a single list that goes on. And we are a court case away from, I think, eligibility just going away, honestly.
A court case from college football becoming totally professional, completely legally professional, where it's like these guys are
minor league,
like these teams aren't even, they're just loosely affiliated with the university, but those kids like actually probably don't have to go to classes. We're not far from that either.
Yeah.
Well, listen to this, and I'm dead serious about this. This is all well and good, and I'm glad the kids are able to get paid for the value that they've provided for the last 100 years. I'm glad they're getting that money, but kids need to be wary. The way you're going to be handled by the fans moving forward is going to change.
Yeah.
That is going to stop. The moment you cash a paycheck, that is going to stop.
You're going to be handled like a professional.
Yeah. And it's not a personal thing. It is just an expectation thing.
Yep.
It is a situation to where I'm a member of the Grove Collective. I donate to that every single month. So everybody that is a member of the Grove Collective, I am holding them up to a more of a standard now than I was before the collective was even a thing, whenever it was somebody else's money going to them underneath the table or whatever. But now that this is mine, I have the right to have an opinion if my cash is involved. And there's nothing you can say about that. I mean, the Arkansas baseball, whenever they got eliminated by Kansas State, which, by the way, Arkansas baseball, their brand right now is being an unbelievably elite program all during the regular season, then losing to some random ass team in the regionals. I mean, that is their brand now. But after it was over, it's like your opinions and criticizing us doesn't matter. You didn't go through the grind and all that. It's like, okay, that's great. You're so used to saying stuff like that. I don't care what you think there. Because if I paid money for you to make a super regional or beyond, I expect a super regional or beyond. And I have the right, since it is my money, to think that.
Yeah. Well, as you were saying, I was listening to some of, like, I think it was just part of an interview someone was giving, just things maybe you didn't know about going to college and playing sports. And he started talking about how a lot of times in football, or I'm sure it's in most sports, like you couldn't even pick exactly what major you wanted, because if they had classes that, coincided with practices, you were expected to be at practice. Like the football part was more important than the class part. So they were barely pretending before anyway. At this point, if they're going to start paying them, you're right. At some point, they're going to have to just stop pretending. They're not there for school. No, I don't.
Listen.
I don't even know if they're going to start making them.
An 18-year-old can be drafted. An 18-year-old can sign up for the military and go fight for its country. An 18-year-old can vote. An 18-year-old can be criticized for playing poorly on a Saturday.
Especially
don't get personal about it. Be a grown-up about it.
Yeah, keep it to on-field performance.
Yeah.
I don't know, just if it hits a point where it is basically its own league, like in the NFL, and then I don't want to say minor league, but it's just a different league that's made up of colleges. I mean, at what point do they start disassociating from the colleges? I don't know. It seems like a weird path that we could start going down there.
Yeah, there's a whole spiral.
Yeah.
You know what Alabama should do? And I am honest to goodness truth. Alabama should disassociate from the NCAA and go off on their own and join the UFL. Seriously. It would be the same thing. It would probably be a lower pay grade. You could still do the recruiting and sign all of that stuff. I'm telling you, the UFL, if it does not work, if the UFL does not work with all that's going on in college football right now, it is run by the stupidest people known to man. It should be a slam dunk right now.
I don't understand why something like that doesn't do better.
Yeah.
The UFL?
Yeah.
Well, they just I don't know. I don't know that get like there's not many marketable players that you can like rally behind. The atmospheres are just okay. They
need to go after 18-year-olds. They need to be the place that going after the 5 stars, these young players. They go to the UFL and play for 3 or 4 years and then end up going to the NFL whenever they're age eligible to make it to that level. That is what needs to happen. That is not what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because I am pretty convinced that these people are not smart.
No, they're just seeing it as a spring league that's going to replace. That's just going to keep football going. When in all actuality, the NFL is a year-round thing. Whether it's the draft, the combine. If you take the UFL and made it 32 teams, just like the NFL does, if you make it 32 teams, have the roster size and everything, go out every year pilfering every single 5-star and the upper 4 stars, all of a sudden college football becomes what it was because those elite players are taken out of the realm that colleges can get, which will make everything go down and everything be more palatable for everyone. Yeah. That's not, I mean, that's probably true. Like,
yeah,
you make a good point there.
Yeah. So, just so you know, this is apparently Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that internet does always take a while to come back up. It's annoying.
Ghosted.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
We had a power flash.
A hot flash?
Power flash.
That happened to us a lot during the last hurricane.
We're
I was
not
just flash on and off.
It didn't do what the Edmonton girl was doing. So
I
That's a power flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said Alabama should leave in the NCAA and join the UFL. That's where I was. That's the rant I just went on. That's what you meant.
Yeah.
what about Georgia? Georgia, I think, surpassed Alabama.
Well, that's what I mean. The bigger schools that would just want to be big time, they should honestly. The Georgia Bulldogs should be playing in the UFL in that league, in the just ran by that athletic department or whatever. But I guess the money that you get would be less if you left the Southeastern Conference. But
probably so.
Way less. Dude, the Southeastern Conference is its own business.
Yeah.
I mean, you could realistically put the SEC, or at least the upper half of the SEC, in the UFL.
Yeah,
it would honestly, if the SEC absorbed the UFL and everyone played under the SEC title, you would probably make more money.
That's good.
So,
well, who? I guess that Parker Braceford is an offensive lineman. He's an impact guy for Alabama.
the wide receiver, O'Bear, Bernard, or Barry, or something like that. He's probably one.
Trevor Etienne for Georgia.
Yeah.
It's got to be on that list. I don't know if he's on the list. If he's not on the list,
He ought to be.
Then you have
The only one for Tennessee would be Lance Hurd, transferring over from LSU, because
he's like
tackle for us. Okay.
Let's see. Let me bring up this list, and this is terrific pod. But
Everybody, hold on.
bring it.
We'll be right back.
yeah, but let me find out what's going on. There's that.
There is that right there. Yeah, see it? See the list? All right. You know who's on it for Vandy? Nobody.
No.
Which
All right.
shouldn't
Number
be,
one is
there should be
Walter
some-
Nolan.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I can
Interior defensive line.
Yep.
Number 2 is Nick Scourton, an edge for Texas A&M.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
Number 3 is Princely Amon-Mielen from Ole Miss.
yeah.
Number 4 is Isaiah Bond
What?
from
Yeah.
Texas.
For Texas.
Mm-hmm. Number 5 is Caden Proctor.
What?
Number 6 is Parker Brailsford.
Mm-hmm.
What?
7 is Trevor Etienne.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
8 is Brock Vandergriff.
Oh.
Well, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
9 is CJ Daniels.
Huh.
10 is Keon Saab.
Who?
Okay. Yeah.
He's a safety, but
He's safety. Yeah.
I remember where he
got
transferred to.
Michigan. He come to Alabama.
Oh, okay. That's
Keon Saab. I feel like that's what Tom McAuliffe drove.
Yeah, he did. Right. Number 11 is Juice Wells. Number 12 is Diego Pounds.
Yeah.
Number 13 is Lance Hurd. Number 14 is Caden Green. Number 15 is Jeremy Bernard.
Yeah, that's it. Jeremy Menard.
Number 16 is Elijah Badger. Number 17 is Talon Green, who is getting compared to Lamar Jackson. Put some air quotes on that. This feels like the new strength. Oh, yeah, it's like, okay. Kentucky, Jamin Dumas Johnson.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Oh yeah, Javon Dumas Johnson. He was a stud for Georgia at linebacker.
Should be Dumas Walker, but whatever.
Oh yeah. Let's all go down to Dumas Walker.
Trey Moore, Edge, Texas.
Where is this list?
This is at the SEC StatCat.
Here's a good question.
Now, Walk-Ons is doing well. It's a great restaurant.
Well.
You're going to see starters and scholarship players playing special teams. It'd be more like the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seriously,
unfortunately.
where's this list though?
It's secstatcat.com.
SECstatcat.com.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking on the X account. Okay.
Oh.
Marcus Carroll, running back, Missouri. Ethan Minor, Mississippi State. Fernando Carmona, Arkansas. McKalen Pounders, Mississippi State. Amari Nyblack, which that's a low ranking for him. I think Nyblack should be higher than that. Kelly Akarai, Mississippi State. Silas Bolden from Texas.
Wait, Mississippi State's got one on here and Vandy doesn't?
Chris Brazel, Tennessee.
Yep.
Brazzers.
Javion Cole, Texas. Andre Lambert Smith, Auburn. That's the first Auburn player. The 30th most impactful transfer.
He didn't put Holden Stace, our tight end?
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Oh, there's Pavia.
Yeah. Toriano Pride, Missouri. That's a great name. Percy Lewis, tackle, Auburn. He's a transfer that was on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Jaquindon Jackson in Arkansas. Blake Shapen, Mississippi State. Diego Pavia, number 35, Vanderbilt.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Marcus Bryant, Missouri. Isaiah Hamilton, cornerback, Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Texas. Jamori Macklin, wide receiver, Kentucky. That
You
is
related to
that's Jeremy Macklin's cousin.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
London Humphreys, wide receiver, Georgia.
Never heard of him.
What?
So that's technically a Vandy player.
Yeah.
Dominic Williams, interior defensive lineman, Oklahoma. Andrew Mukuba, safety, Texas. Colby Young, wide receiver, Georgia.
From Miami.
Cassius Howell, edge, Texas A&M. Caden Woolard, edge, Oklahoma. Jermon McCoy, cornerback, Tennessee.
Yeah.
BJ Mays, cornerback, Texas A&M. Will Lee, cornerback, Texas A&M. Asa Turner, safety, Florida. Brandon Crenshaw, Dixon, offensive tackle, Florida. And honorable mention, you got Chris Paul from Ole Miss. So, Coach Paul, congratulations for that. Darius Smith, Missouri. Dejon Moore, Malone, cornerback, Oklahoma. Philip Bleedy, interior defensive lineman, Auburn. Jacoby Jackson, offensive guard, Mississippi State. Jaron Thompson, safety, Auburn. Solomon DeShields, linebacker, A&M. Ben Urashik, tight end, Georgia. Keetron Crawford, edge, Auburn. And Antoine Junkaj, edge, Arkansas. And that is the probably the top 60 impact players if you include the other ones.
Honorable mentions.
God.
Steve, you crushed it on the names, by the way.
Just shows you how little Tennessee uses their tight end that the top tight end transfer didn't make that list.
Yeah, the Ole Miss's tight end didn't make the list. It's like this guy didn't rank them.
Yeah.
And Auburn, all their guys, they had one in the top 50, and then the rest of them, they had like 4 that was honorable mentions, though.
Yeah.
So,
And if you see something, there's a couple of very strange things that are afoot. First of all, you see LSU getting constantly put in the top 10.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why? That's only the logo on the helmet is the reason they go in there. Their defense last year was absolutely terrible. One of the worst defenses I've ever seen. And they didn't bring anybody back really off of that, or bring anybody in to make it better. And offensively, they're replacing every skill player, including the Heisman Trophy candidate. And yet somehow they're supposed to be better.
Yeah.
Are you serious on this?
Yeah.
They play in the toughest division. I know they don't exist anymore, but it's on that. They're going to have a difficult schedule that includes Oklahoma, that includes Alabama, that includes Ole Miss in their standard. It just makes no sense. And you're starting to see Auburn get propped up a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea why, because they haven't had a quarterback, first of all.
No.
Are we really putting that much stock into Peyton Thorne?
Yeah.
Can LSU beat USC opening game?
Yeah, they can.
Okay.
USC's Charmin extra soft on defense.
Well,
It's going to be a high scoring game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
LSU was last year, too.
It's going to be a flag football game.
Yeah.
I mean, their first 3 games are all wins. They got, versus Nichols, then at South Carolina. UCLA, they'll probably beat them. Then South Alabama. Then it's when it gets tough. Ole Miss, Arkansas. That Arkansas game always gets weird. And it's at Arkansas. A&M, Alabama, Florida, Vandy, and Oklahoma. So they might win 8 games, 7, 8 games.
Okay.
But is that number 8 worthy? Though?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Where is the Vandy game at?
The Vandy game's at Baton Rouge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say
Sorry, Vandy.
that game's not going to get tricky.
Yeah.
No.
The Vandy's biggest hope and the home field advantage that Vanderbilt has is the fact that nobody goes to games. So it's eerily quiet when the other team's offense has the ball. And it literally takes a quarter whenever they're not used to that play. It can mess with you.
Well, Steve, the north end zone is going to be supposed to be ready, and it is sold out.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
So what's the capacity of the north end zone? 120, 130?
I don't know. It's all like suites and field stuff. It's all like premium seating, but it's sold out. There's going to be somebody there.
Few rich people. Yeah.
They're going to do that to have parties on game day is all up there.
Yeah.
Well, this is the question, and I listened to your podcast earlier last week, and your comment was, and it got people's attention and everything, Vanderbilt has swagger this year. You need to explain this to us.
Let me explain this.
Yes, please.
Let me explain this. Okay, so SEC Network Plus, they have this.
Wait, just a second. Are we trying to reprogram the word swagger?
I don't know. They just have a lot of back. I just wanted to get some attention there. But no, they have. Okay, so here's where I got it from. Okay, so SEC Network Plus is putting out, and I hope they do this for every team, but they put out a little spring practice all access thing. It's like an extra long episode of SEC Inside. But for Vandy, it was probably the most candid thing I've ever seen of a show like that, because there was no canned answers. There was no here's just a couple of shots of practice to satisfy everybody. No, it was they were getting after each other. They were talking tons of shit to each other. Jerry Kill was I don't know what the hell happened last year, but you're going to see a totally different team. Like Jerry Kill was the leader of the swag, man. He was just like, dude, I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody, anybody that was with the group last year, but I don't know what the hell they were doing. This year's group is going to be way different. We're going to have an identity. And they, like the way they were talking, the way they sounded, I was like, and then I thought about it. I was like, well, like 3/4 of these people weren't there last year, so they have no idea that Vandy went 2-10. They don't care.
Yeah, in fact, they won 10 games last year because
3/4 of the operation was a 10-win team, including their head coach, who is now the 1B head coach.
So should Vanderbilt get a win in Jordan-Hare Stadium last year?
They should be 3-9 now.
Yeah,
they should be.
That'll count that. Yes,
they were.
The Vandy State Aggiedors.
The Vandy State Aggiedors won 10 games last year. For all I know, they were awesome, dude. No, but I've never seen, and since I've been living here, I've had a slight eye on Vanderbilt just to because they're right down the road. But they've never been this, except for like 2 years of the James Franklin era. They've never been this confident. You've never seen a team act like that, which was awesome to see. You're just like,
well, okay, get the schedule up for Vanderbilt. Let's do the schedule thing.
Yep.
Okay, the schedule for Vanderbilt. All right, lead off with Virginia Tech.
Okay, that's a big game because Virginia Tech's a pretty good team. They are. They're supposed to be pretty good this year.
Yeah.
Is it in Nashville or is it in Blacksburg?
It is in Nashville.
Okay.
It is in Nashville. So that'll be a good one to start off with. Okay. Then to build the confidence, you got 2 cupcakes. Alcorn State.
Dub.
And at Georgia State.
Okay. Georgia State is a must win. There's no way around that.
Yeah.
It is a must win on the road. Now Georgia State's going to be well coached. I don't think they have much on the roster.
Oh, they're playing at the Turner?
They're playing at the Turner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't think Georgia State has much on the roster, but and I think honestly they took
And
this
they don't either
because they wanted to stretch out they wanted to give their opportunity for some construction there with 2 straight road games, like to get some real good solid work done. But Del McGee is the head coach now at Georgia State. They're going to be well coached, but
where'd Sean Elliott end up?
I have no idea. I don't.
South Carolina. He went back to South Carolina. That's what he did.
Hey, and Vanderbilt's got 2 commitments over the weekend.
Dang.
2 defensive linemen. Who if he was 6'5" would be a 4-star, but he's a 3-star because he's 6'3" edge guy, and then a 6-foot inside linebacker that would probably be, if he was 6'2", 6'3", would probably also be a 4-star because he runs really well from Florida High School in Tallahassee.
Yeah, real quick, Nathan. Everybody that is a recruit right now's recruitment is 100% open. You don't stop shopping in this area, and whenever you commit somewhere, that doesn't mean anything. It's at the point where signing with the team as a true freshman is like what commitment usually it was. Do not freak out about this.
Yeah,
Okay.
there is. So Vandy has commits, but they like Carson Lawrence is not going to end up at Vandy because he just pulled a Michigan offer. Like that dude, unless Vandy comes through with some NIL cheese,
he's going. He's at Ole Miss right now, or going to Ole Miss this weekend.
there you go.
Like,
It's committed to Vandy. Like it's just holding the spot just to make sure he's got somewhere to go. But yeah, I unless Vandy really comes through with some NIL cheese, I don't expect to have Carson Lawrence on the roster, to be honest with you, at Vanderbilt.
But hey, just them getting him to begin with,
it's a big deal.
Yeah, that's a big deal for Vandy because Vandy still, as an SEC program, has never signed a top 100 player.
And he would be the first. Now he goes to school in Chattanooga, so like it's close to home. Like he can play that card, I guess. I don't know. Like that's their chance. Like NIL potential in Nashville is freaking incredible.
Yeah, I
They
feel
just
like
haven't-
Vanderbilt could get in on that.
They haven't they haven't tapped into that at all.
No.
At all. Like barely, like scratched the surface of it. They've used a little bit of it for
We got all the Aggie doors coming out.
Wow,
of the
look
woodwork.
at that.
right there.
Nice.
All of the Aggie doors are coming out.
That's right, man.
Both
Yeah.
of them.
What's up, Ghost Rider?
All two of them.
Which Vanderbilt fans, I do hate that Ole Miss is not playing Vanderbilt this year, and that's not because that's an easy win. Would be an easy win for Ole Miss.
Not only because.
Ole Miss has played that game 100 times. Other than Tennessee, nobody's played Vanderbilt more, and we have to give that up because Auburn has to face an Alabama and a Georgia team that's really tough, and the SEC decided to give them a cupcake.
Yeah. So
Just
they
like
go
Alabama, Mississippi State.
Mhm.
they're at Missouri. What do we think about that one? Is Missouri going to wipe the floor?
There is a chance that I think Missouri is not going to be as good as we think they are.
I think it's going to be a 3-point L.
That could be a game that would scare the heck out of Missouri. I don't think Vandy will win though.
Does Missouri still have that kicker that's like 400 pounds?
Probably. The thicker kicker or whatever they call it.
So, I mean, he can hit it from like 70 yards. So,
yeah, that dude can put it through the uprights. Then it's Bama, which I think Vandy will give Bama all they want, but then Bama
for a quarter.
Dub.
Yeah, okay. Keep talking, boy.
Kentucky, dub. Ball
Kentucky,
State, dub. Texas, dub. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's going to be fun. I can't wait for that because Vandy owns Texas right now in their history.
They're going to continue
Yes.
to own Texas.
Yes.
Yeah, Vandy has two series that's really competitive, and that is Auburn and Texas, and that's hilarious.
Hell yeah. But no, in all seriousness, Alabama will. I mean, that game will be competitive for a minute, but Alabama will be like, oh, okay, we can play now because it's at Vanderbilt. So that whole like first quarter in a trance thing will play out. But I think Kentucky will be a win. You look at obviously Ball State is a win, but you get Texas. That'll be. I mean, it's in Nashville, so that's the good news. The bad news is it's still Texas. Then you get Auburn and South Carolina, which I could very easily see back-to-back wins there.
That's where the bowl game is.
Yeah, you got to beat Auburn.
You have to win both of those games to go to a bowl game.
Yep.
Now, what if things fall apart at LSU and Vandy goes into Baton Rouge and wins?
I mean, it could happen. It'd be awesome if it did.
My goodness, that would be
And I mean, they could beat
That would laugh
Tennessee.
so much.
They could beat Tennessee too.
I would
Vandy?
run.
Yeah.
I would run to the computer and put on the T-Bob Hebert and Mike Moscona show on YouTube and just watch that meltdown.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Oh my goodness. T-Bob Hebert had some of the best meltdowns ever. Like when they lost to Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just completely melted.
Dude, if Vandy pulls that upset, we have to do a special SEC After Dark that night.
I agree.
That would, yeah. But yeah, no, I think
When is that?
that game is November 23rd.
So it's a night before Thanksgiving.
No, it's the week.
No.
Saturday.
It's the
Okay.
Saturday before.
Okay.
So that's Ole Miss in Florida. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Which shouldn't be much of a game for you. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun little schedule there for Vandy.
But let me go back to this. What about Tennessee for Vandy? Jeb Yard 6-5 against them in the last 11 years. So
Yeah, no, I think they've hit their quota of being able to beat Tennessee for the last 100 years. So we got plenty of time before they get around to another win in there. They rose at the perfect time when Tennessee was falling. I understand. It was funny. It's happening again. Unless we take another tumble, but just God forbid.
If Vandy
speak
tries
that.
to
Say
throw
that,
that
Jeff.
game down, though, Jeb,
Maybe Josh Heupel will come out there wearing orange pants.
Oh gosh. Like he
I don't like you.
Got
People.
out of jail.
I'm gonna be honest with that.
Yeah.
Oh, who do we have that week?
Georgia's got the Ole Miss Tennessee back-to-back games. That's not gonna be fun.
Oh,
Yeah, we have UTEP.
that's
before
like
Vanderbilt, so. Hey, word.
So the Tennessee game was that the 18th or something like that?
Tennessee game is November 16th, and the
16th.
Ole Miss game is the 9th.
Okay.
It's in Oxford. And that's after the cocktail party.
Oh yeah. Hey, let's look at Florida's schedule. Bring that up so we can look at the last 5 games and giggle.
Poor Florida. No, I'm just kidding. It's funny.
Whoever scheduled that.
It's a whole entire schedule. It's not just the last
Was a
5.
Florida State grad.
Yeah.
At least they have like a bye week before that.
Or
they'll be rested.
Georgia grad, like Kirby Smart sitting in the SEC office just giggling while he's writing it down.
Mm-hmm.
He sends it to the SEC office, and they actually did it.
They might have even just beaten Kentucky. They'll feel all good about themselves. They have a week off.
Fucking brutal, dude.
And then Georgia, Texas, LSU,
after-
Ole Miss, Florida State.
After Gatorade week,
Yeah. Oh, that's terrible.
Golly.
you get Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, and Florida State.
Who's their homecoming and all that? Is it Ole Miss?
No, homecoming is in Kentucky.
Oh, they're doing it real early.
They're doing homecoming October 19th. I wouldn't say
Well, they
that's-
better.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They ain't gonna win any of those last 5 games.
In the last 5 games, think about this. Before the last 5 games, Florida has to be 6-1 going into the last 5 games of their season.
And they're not going to be.
Nah, there's no chance. They're playing Tennessee, A&M, and Miami in that stretch.
No.
They got no chance.
Yeah, that's not.
And UCF. And before everybody giggles,
Yeah.
UCF is going to be ready to play in that football game.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
you better
absolutely.
believe they're going to be ready to play.
Mhm.
The battle of, the Battle of I-4, I-75? What?
No, the war on I-4 is UCF and USF.
What would be the UCF Florida if we called it something?
Not played very often because Florida big boys them and has for the last 40 years.
That'd probably be 75 though. It goes
I
up
don't
to Gainesville.
I don't know if that'll fit on a t-shirt though, Steve. It is
The battle for the winner gets Ocala. How about that?
There you go.
the Battle of Ocala. Okay.
Clear up
Ocala
some of the
Showdown.
traffic.
It is Florida Staff and Appreciation Day.
So all the game changer coaches and head coaches of the defense.
No,
get recognized.
No, Steve. That's Gatorade Week.
They have that as well.
Yeah, it's UF
They just-
Homecoming Hall of Fame.
They just make
Gatorade
shit
Week.
up down there.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, it
I
is.
mean, Gatorade week is a bit like, well, here's all your pink slips because you're getting fired at the end of the
We're
year.
gonna Gator make you into the community.
Yeah.
No, listen to this stuff. Listen to this. Miami's the swamp opener. All right.
Oh my God.
It gets better.
Hey, it needs to be more than a 1-score lead by Mario Cristobal at the end of the game. I'm just saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I know, right? 352 Community Day. 352 Community Day for Sanford.
What does that mean?
That must be the zip code or area code.
Yeah, I don't know.
Must be the area code. I don't know. Is that the area code down there, Steve?
It's not here. Down here is 863.
So what does 352 mean then?
352 is Gainesville. You're right.
Okay.
Wow.
Texas A&M is championship reunion and family weekend.
Which championship reunion? Because that's going to determine if there's going to be a heightened police presence.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's family weekend too, so probably the 96 team.
Okay.
Just think about how good Tim Tebow had to be to cover up for what that team did.
Balance
Oh my
out
gosh.
the other side.
Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah,
terrible.
Then the other days I already told you about. That's a brutal schedule, dude. That is
Very brutal.
That's an awful schedule.
Good night.
Georgia's schedule is low key not easy, by the way.
No, it's not. I mean, you start
No.
off with Clemson, which is not easy. Then, I mean,
Yeah, it
you play
is.
a brutal game against Tennessee Tech.
Yeah, good Lord. Poor
Cupcake.
in Georgia. I mean, that's just wrong. It happens.
Which, by the way, Jeb's a alumnus of Tennessee Tech.
Yeah.
Oh,
And actually, I was going to say, wow, in Athens, that's even meaner. But honestly, the Georgia fans wouldn't fit at Tech, so we can only hold like a couple thousand people. Not a big stadium.
they barely fill it up with high school.
Could you imagine all those people that are barking at Tennessee Tech? Oh god, that'd be awful. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
You get Auburn for homecoming at Georgia. Kentucky,
Nice.
Yeah.
Alabama. We play Alabama at Alabama every year. I don't think we're allowed to host Alabama. I think that's
You will next year.
Well, because
we won't.
because the last time you hosted Alabama, you came dressed for a funeral. I think. Do believe.
Yeah.
Oh no, we hosted one more time between that. It was just we hosted them one more time. It was Mark Richt's last year. Mark Richt's last dance. It was in a monsoon.
Yep. I remember that.
Nick Chubb, I think, had
Georgia
a really,
needs to wear black jerseys, black pants with white helmets. Needs to happen. I'm sorry. I know everybody loves the tradition, but I've seen so many of these official visit photos. It needs to really happen.
Mm-hmm.
yes. I'm with you there. Screw tradition. That needs to happen. Then Mississippi State, it gets a little bit easier with Auburn and Mississippi State. And then the gauntlet of at Texas, cocktail party, at Ole Miss, and you're not back home. And so you're not back home from October 12th until November 9th.
Oh, wow.
I mean, November 16th. Sorry.
When they play Tennessee, yeah.
You know, if Georgia wins the national championship this year, they will have earned it.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, it's one of those situations to where if they make a run on this schedule, they will have earned this national title, probably more so than any team has in the last 10 years.
Yeah, because you go a whole month not playing at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And not only that, against multiple top 10 teams, there's a chance that 3 top 10 teams are going to be on the agenda there.
Mm-hmm.
all of them on the road: Bama, Texas, Ole Miss.
Well, don't forget about Tennessee too.
Tennessee's at home, but
That's what I'm saying. It could be a top 10 team by that if Nico does what Nico's going to do.
what he's supposed to do.
Yeah,
Right.
what we all pray you.
But yeah, you're in Austin, neutral site, Oxford, then you're finally back home.
Yeah.
And then you get a little reprieve against UMass, and then Georgia Tech at home, which
Mass holes.
that is not an easy game, Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech's sneakily getting really good.
Brent Key's a good coach. They did a really good job hiring. Give
Absolutely.
them credit. I know that just sounds bad coming up. That's just rolling off the tongue. I don't like that. But they did do a good job of hiring.
Nerds.
Jeb, Tennessee, man. Can Nico run the table? Let's look at their schedule.
Well, I think he's going to do it. I think we lose 2 games. 2 games all season.
Good Lord.
Georgia and who?
Either Alabama or Oklahoma. I think we go 1-1 between them. I don't know
NC
which.
State, man. I don't know about that. NC State
Well, yeah, no, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. in the Dukes Mayo Classic. Dave Dorn.
By the way, Grayson McCall is NC State's quarterback this year.
Oh, wow.
Grayson is okay.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot. They play Oklahoma and Norman.
Yeah, that'll be a tough one.
Ooh, I don't know about that one, Jeb. Arkansas, they're sneaky. But
That's what I'm saying.
They have a quarterback that's basically Lamar Jackson
They're-
in the same way that I'm basically an NFL quarterback, but he's basically Lamar Jackson.
I'm basically Kirby Smart because I have the same haircut, right? So where's my $11 million, guys?
Yeah.
Then you get Florida and Bama at home. You get 4 straight home games. That's good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Kentucky, Mississippi State, yeah.
Jeez.
We
And
have
then-
our homecoming, and then we go to Athens.
Y'all
And
are-
you get to go to Athens right after Ole Miss is going to be unbelievably up for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's my hope. Y'all beat each other
Yeah.
up pretty hard.
Yeah. And Ole Miss just like recruited everybody that's over 350 pounds just so you can count on just like them to just maul each other for 60 minutes.
That's right.
That's going to be a physical slugfest. I hope it ends up like last year's game, though.
Oh, the Georgia fan is hopeful that Georgia comes out and wins the game easily. Yeah, that's shocking.
Fun.
I know, right?
I'm gonna say I hope it goes differently.
No way.
Oh,
Vanderbilt does play Oklahoma for basketball.
All right, Corey, 2 minutes.
Past 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Where you at?
Yeah, we kind of we got going.
We did.
yeah.
We
Didn't even get to baseball. Huh?
Yeah. Well, baseball. All right.
We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, that's plenty of time.
Something to talk about. But anyway, this is SEC After Dark. We thank you for listening. If you liked what you heard, make sure you continue to follow us. And we have our X accounts on the screen, so make sure you follow those at Coach Burton 36, at Jake Thomas TTS, at UTK Joe, and at the Stephen Willis. Jake Thomas.
Also, Ole Miss After Dark debuted last night.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hosted by Dids in the Dugout and
Derek Vandy Griff and Anthony Hitchcock.
all right.
Derek Vandy Griff, Anthony Hitchcock, Ole Miss.
Good show.
The channel's growing, guys.
Yep.
Even
Yeah.
on this show. But Tide Talk Live, you should check that out. Stacey, Jake do a phenomenal job. You should check out Jeb's show whenever he does one.
Gonna happen, probably.
It's gonna happen. We're gonna.
You gotta get home first.
Yeah.
He's
week.
on a. He's
As
on a.
soon as picture day's over, he's going to handle it.
Oh, Jeff still got picture days.
He's got your photos to do.
Yeah.
It's a tough life.
He's on a. I already forgot the 1923 family. What is it? The Spencer. What's his last
Spencer and Alexander. Yeah. Spencer Dutton.
Yeah, Spencer Dutton. He's on a Spencer Dutton journey back to Tennessee.
Right. Yes.
But anyway, that is Jeb Beecham. I'm Coach Burton 36. You can catch me everywhere except I'm across the board on the SEC. I go from the top end of Georgia to the bottom end, not for long. Vandy with Locked On Vandy and Bleav In Georgia Dawgs. So check those shows out too. Follow those shows. It's if you want range, I've got it. And if you want depth, the man to your left, my right, Stephen Willis, host of Locked On Ole Miss, the most successful Ole Miss show by a country mile.
Yep.
I think he's up to 17,000 subscribers now.
I think by January or February, I should be up near 10,000. Honestly,
give or take a dozen or so.
Yeah.
But no, he's kicking ass in all seriousness over there at Locked On Ole Miss. So be sure to check that out. And he's just adding to his background. I remember when it was just a shelf with a couple things on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how far it's
now come. I've got a national championship trophy.
Yeah.
Replica with Ole Miss on it.
There you go.
Ooh.
Fake news.
And he's also a lifetime Detroit Tigers fan too.
Yes, I've been a lifetime Detroit Tigers fan for about a year and a half now.
Yeah, been a while. All right.
Yeah.
He's got the Al Kaline replica signed baseball to prove it.
That's not replica. It's the real thing. That's the real autographed baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Just like what's his name's Lamar Jackson at
No, that's the benefit of having spring training like literally right down the road from me.
Right.
You can actually go up and get him to scribble his initial. What does his signature? Is it non-readable like signatures?
No, you can read it. You can read it. It's a fairly neat autograph.
See, that's where he goes wrong. It can't be neat.
Like the Will Furnace one is just like scribble.
Yeah, mine's scribble. Like I think all great autographs are scribble. Then you put your number in there and it gives it away. Like Chipper Jones.
Did y'all catch Corey's humble brag there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My autograph.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's not worth anything right now, but hopefully it will be soon.
Like all great autographs.
Right.
Sitting here like mine.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I do have a nice looking autograph.
Yeah. You'll never take me alive.
I have 3 letters that can make an autograph look amazing. It's a C, a Y, and a B. Makes your autographs look great. And then a T followed by an N, so you can swoop the N around and cross the T. Makes it
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. All right.
Then you can
Anyway.
throw the number bar on top of the tee with the numbers. It sets up perfectly. Let me just say that. If I was ever a pro athlete, it would have set up completely perfectly. But anyway,
All right, quick. Yeah,
that didn't happen.
5 minutes
So-
now, Corey.
So everybody that's watching this, go to the YouTube channel and subscribe, please.
Yes,
There
please.
you go.
And like, share, and subscribe.
And we're out. Peace. Anchor down and go Dogs.
Hotty toddy.
Go Vols.
Roll Tide.
Hey, we got to go Vols in this time.
Yeah.